Neighbors argue all the time, right? Rarely with millions of dollars on the line. Aurora is suing Denver to determine which city has to pay for the police misconduct lawsuits from the Black Lives Matter protests back in 2020. Our Mark Salinger has new developments in this long-running feud.
When the Black Lives Matter protests erupted in 2020, Denver called Aurora for help. Aurora sent police officers and an emergency response team to its neighbor. Over the coming years, officers from both Denver and Aurora began facing lawsuits of police misconduct. Aurora thought Denver would pay for legal fees, settlements, and payouts involving APD officers. Denver says no. Now the case is heading to trial in September.
The basic theory here is if we lend you our officers and they are then sued, you, the municipality that requested the officers, are responsible for any verdict against them and attorney fees.
Denver has already paid out nearly $15 million in settlement claims from the George Floyd protests. Tonight, Denver City Council will re-up $1 million agreement with a law firm to represent the city in its lawsuit with Aurora, as well as other civil rights cases. 9 News legal expert Scott Robinson says Aurora could be on the hook for millions too if they lose the case against Denver.
We're really talking about potentially millions and millions of dollars. So this is a significant litigation, no matter which way the jury rules.
The Denver City Attorney's Office said the city would vigorously defend itself in the lawsuit filed by its neighbor. Court filings show the two cities are not close to a settlement to avoid a trial, and it all comes down to who was in charge of the officers during the protests.
The key factual issue in this case is whether the Aurora officers were under the supervision and control of Denver officers or Aurora Command, and what policies were followed, those of the Denver Police Department or those of Aurora.
This, of course, has wide-ranging implications for how mutual aid and the sharing of resources across city lines works. Aurora says it always assumed that Denver would pay for any lawsuits that came about after they were called in to help. Denver is adamant that they weren't on the hook and aren't on the hook right now for any alleged wrongdoings of Aurora police officers, Kyle.
I feel like this is really in the rearview mirror for a lot of folks, Mark, but it still impacts the way that these two cities work together right now and will again in the future.
Yeah, there's still lawsuits out there to determine exactly what happened and who's at fault and now who should pay for it. You heard it there. Millions of dollars are at stake for which way this trial goes.
Mark Salinger, thank you.